I'm Melissa, your free range psychic. Today is January 22nd, 2023, and it is the Chinese New Year, the year of the rabbit. I'm not sure. I would say probably fertility, quick thinking, rabbit attributes, but I don't have a list of them. But happy year of the rabbit. If anybody wants to comment below and tell me more about the year of the rabbit, I would love to read that. It's snowing here in southeastern Michigan. It has not snowed for weeks and weeks, and finally we're getting snow that's sticking to the ground. I wonder how long that's going to last. It's been such an unusual winter. Today I'm going to do a reading about these classified documents that keep on popping up and in Biden's homes and offices or whatever. And I wanted to just ask the guides, what's going on there? To me, Joe Biden is just the most honest, straight-shooting person, and he has been upfront and upright with all of these documents that are being discovered. And I could see at the beginning, obviously probably all presidents and vice presidents would have had some things mixed in with their own papers. The difference is, right, with Trump is actually taking them intentionally, and then the huge suspicion, which I believe to be true, but probably still needs to be thoroughly investigated. Not probably, needs to be thoroughly investigated, sorry, is that he's selling them to Russia and other foreign countries because our agents keep on turning up murdered. So there's that. That's the big difference. But I wanted to see, I just wanted to ask about them. And I was surprised at this reading. My guide said, when I asked them, well, it was a mixed response. So what they told me was that some of them had been there, just forgotten about, AIDS had not cleaned up thoroughly, but there were others that were actually being planted. So my curiosity was piqued, and I asked for the cards. I'm using the Ciro Marchetti Gilded Tarot for this reading, and then we're having an oracle card, if you want to stick around for that, from Whispers of Healing, and then, of course, a musical interlude at the end. The subject card they gave me was the Magician. And what they say about this card is, they say, this is all smoke and mirrors. This is all an attempt to make reality appear differently than it is. And that's why I included gaslighting and explanation in the montage at the beginning, because this is all about gaslighting the American public, making a false reality, conjuring up a narrative. Who's doing that? This is the media owned by, MAGA people or parts of the media. The CNN is owned by a MAGA or MAGA person, and Fox and, the other right-wing media, but it gets filtered into mainstream media, or what is mainstream media now, MSM, NBC, or the major broadcasting stations. But so this is a trick being played on us. We are being gaslit. Above is the Seven of Swords. I asked my guides what this meant. The guides said, this is the documents, that duality, some of them having been there, but some of them being planted. They basically said, yes, they are being planted. So I asked, well, who's planting them? And the guides told me the Secret Service, Trump's Secret Service, is planting those documents. The Secret Service that is still loyal to Trump, it's in the Biden entourage, I guess, of those protecting him. And there have been reports about that, that the Secret Service haven't been fully, I hate this word, but purged, of Trump loyalists. So the recent past, this is the Five of Swords and the Ten of Swords, what the guides are saying. This is a plot cooked up by, and I wouldn't be surprised if it's kind of KGB, Putin, Russia, but I believe it is. I'm not saying I wouldn't be surprised. The guides are telling me it is. Roger Stone, Steve Bannon, Trump especially, because he wants to, and they all want to create this false equivalency. And the goal here, when they cooked up this plan, was to get enough of this this story going on, trying to create this environment where he could be impeached, where they could end his presidency based on these documents, because they don't believe in the rule of law. They think if the appearances is of such, then it is as so. That's how it is, and that would be enough. Not the actual reality of what's going on. They think they think they can orchestrate our perception, and then underneath, this is deception. This is the moon. Hidden things that go on in the dark of the night. And also, it goes along very well with the magician regarding the creation of this illusion and this lunacy, really, to convince people of something that is not true. The concept for me that's coming is to create like MAGA, like QAnon, and this could be, and is the card for QAnon, to create an alternate reality so that we're insane, but we think it's sane, to change our perception of Earth as being round to the Earth as being flat. And, that the cure for a disease, a viral disease like COVID, can be treated with light that about whatever Trump said about that. Do you remember what he thought? Instead of actual treatment that treats transmissible disease, and not that alternative. I love alternative medicine. I'm a total believer, but what with QAnon and with the vaccine, what they attempted to do, and they're still attempting to do, is make people believe that horse tranquilizer, not even in ivermectin in the form that humans can take, but what for animals, that would work. People died because of that, because it kills your kidneys, or they became very sick. So anyway, that's what I'm trying to say. To create the QAnon world where everybody's living in this false perception, like that Trump is still president, Biden's not really there, that JFK is coming back, all of that stuff. So this kind of falls within that realm of what the right-wing extremists are trying to do to our perception, and they run with it, because if we looked at the actual reality and looked at it in a way that was from a rational eye, people would, and people are seeing obviously more and more that this is really just this. It's just a trick, right? That the reality that the far right extremists are trying to create is lunacy. It's insane. That's why we did not get a red wave, and that's why, apart from, if there hadn't been gerrymandering and lies, like this Santos. Santos is actually a really good one for this. George Santos, creating this totally false narrative, easily disprovable, but enough to get George Santos elected, and then finding out everything about him is a lie. So that's where the documents too lie, in this realm of trying to get us to believe something that is an alternate reality and absolutely not true. But because they have the media, the media is such a bottom feeder that it's going to regurgitate any of these sensationalistic talking points without any proof, and then compounding them. That's the state of our media today, for the most part, that it's feeding into this. And that's what they're hoping with the documents and the slow drip, that it's going to compound that. So in the near future, this is the investigation. A special counsel was created, whether you like that or not. That's what happened. I don't know. I think Merrick Garland is just trying to head off at the pass these conspiracy theories that the FBI and the Justice Department have weaponized, and so Hart's going to do this investigation. And Biden's totally fine with the investigation. The investigation is going to go ahead. The clarifying card, this is the devil. So, like I said before, who are the people behind this? This is Trump. This is Putin. This is Roger Stone and Steve Bannon. So good at creating this narrative that even in Brazil, they recreated the insurrection and the mindset of the insurrection that was created here to the T. You can see how identical that insurrection was to the one we had on the 6th, or the attempt. They really didn't have much imagination. They thought, oh, this worked, and it did in Brazil in terms of manipulating or paying, I don't know, enough of those Bolsonaro supporters and whomever was in that group to invade and occupy the governmental offices. They didn't have any changes in their playbook, so we could see how it's the same thing, and it's still replicating what happened here in terms of the protests and etc., different things that are going on there. But it's all coming from the same source. In the future, the guides say, here's justice, looking at this whole situation, and Biden, triumphant in this, gets exonerated. It's also, I asked the guides, are they going to find out about the surreptitious planning of those other documents? The guide said yes. I don't know whether we're going to know about it, but they're going to know about it. They have to know about it. I mean, they're in CCTV. There's got to be surveillance. This is so suspicious. So I believe it's already known about. But I think, Joe Biden has to make a choice, another conspiracy theory, or just let the process play itself out. And he might just let it play out. Because it doesn't undermine the other investigation into Trump. I hear talking heads saying that, does this mean that it is going to impede the investigation into Trump, and it's not, that this is what we got on Trump, and now there's this this false equivalent, or this equivalency going on, equivalency, sorry. Then that drives me crazy when I see people say that, because no. It's the justice and 6 of Wands here. Did I say the devil card? Sometimes I know I forget to mention the names of the cards. Let me just go through them again. Okay, so the subject card was the magician. The card on top or above, 7 of Swords, recent past. This is 5 of Swords and 10 of Swords. Below is the Moon. In the near future is the 3 of Pentacles, the investigation. And the clarifying card is the Devil. And the future, or the outcome, is Justice, and then 6 of Swords. I guess thinking back on the GOP and past transitions or opportunities, they always do this. Like Hunter's laptop, and there is no laptop. They really just talk about a hard drive and the chain of continuity or whatever that is, where like it's been in so many hands, and it's on Giuliani's hard drive, and there's just no there's no credence to that. It's absolutely ridiculous, but they jump on that, and then they run with it to create this propaganda or smear campaign, just like Benghazi, or they do it numerous times. So this just has that flavor to me of what they've done in the past. So it's just not a surprise. And what they're trying to do is, along with our GOP Congress that is just so narrowly empowered. Did you hear the story about one of those House members, one of the Freedom Caucus, falling off his roof recently and not being able to vote because, and I hope he gets well. I have no ill thought towards that, but because Kevin McCarthy, that new rules package that was passed, one of those rules is that there's no proxy voting, so he's even weaker now than he was. And then George Santos is, oh my God, he reminds me of that character that John Lovitz used to play in Saturday Night Live, which I'd love to see John Lovitz play George Santos. That's perfect. And he's not going to stay there very long. Even his own party in New York is turning against him. And recently, the footage of him, nothing wrong with, not that there's anything wrong with that, like Jerry Seinfeld would say, of him as a drag queen, God bless him, in Brazil. But this is somebody whose party is totally against drag queens and totally against the LGBT community. It's just, Santos is a gift that keeps on giving. So I don't think he's going to stay there very long. But what I guess I was trying to say is that the way that the media runs with the GOP is as if they're extremely powerful, and all these bills that they are, the egregious bills, like the recent one about, the program, I have the word in my mind, but it's eluding me, for food through the government, as they're now really micromanaging. Of course they would. The food that people can get, and there's a whole list. They can't have fresh meat, etc. Is it stamp? I don't remember. But these bills are, they don't really have a huge majority for a lot of these things. If that gets passed, well, people will still be able to have food. It's just ridiculous to limit, to be so micromanaging, as if people without means don't have the right to a happiness to enjoy their food. They are so restricted. It reminds me of Scrooge. Are there no prisons? Are there no workhouses? Right? And then the cruelty is the point. That's another point that's really driven home by progressives regarding the GOP, and just anybody who sees what they do. They love the cruelty. The cruelty is the point. It's like Madison Cawthorn eating raw meat from his recent kill. That was like a thing that was on the media. The cruelty is the point, and that's what makes you masculine. It's insanity. The moon. But and that I'm the moon is a beautiful card. The moon has many positive meanings, but in this context, it is lunacy. So we'll see regarding what happens with the investigations, etc. Nothing's really going to come of it, but the GOP are going to make a lot of noise about it, because that's why they, I believe, planted them in the first place, if they planted them. But that's what my guides say, and I kind of, my spidey sense too thinks that makes a lot of sense. I wouldn't put it past them. Let's just say that. That's something they would do, right? Okay, so our oracle card is transform. Transform. Can you feel the importance of what is happening for you? You are in a phase where just about anything is possible. To achieve transformation, you must really think it is possible. Believing in yourself and your abilities is the key to creating the change being shown to you. You may have wanted a certain outcome, but not really believed it was possible. To achieve the desired changes in your health, be willing to make changes in your habits and your behaviors. You do some things out of habit, some because of the way you were taught, and others because they are easy. Try a new approach to create your change. If needed, get a friend or support to do this with you. This could be anything from eating healthier to taking 10-minute walks or learning a new hobby. And I would say that apps, there are a lot of health apps out there. You can get a health coach. Reinforce the changes you are making in your life by enlisting the support of your family, friends, or someone you know who will cheer you on. And again, apps are great, etc. Repeat the much-priced changes to form a new set of positive habits. So repetition is the key to transformation. To start something, then you have to practice it, and eventually, after practicing it, it becomes a new habit, right? Maybe a healthier habit. Repeat the much-prized changes to form new, unshakable conviction that you will get to where you want to be. Transform. Okay, at this point, I'll just remind people that I am available for personal readings. I read on past lives, anything in the present, including past and future in the present life. I am a medium, and I love to introduce you to your guardian angels. My information is in the description box below or at the end of the musical interlude, which I hope you stick around for. You guys take care, and I will be back. Love you. Bye for now.